This is a presidential year. A lot of people are going out to vote for president, and then they go, oh yeah, I better vote for some other stuff too.
Yeah.
For people who aren't familiar with you or haven't seen your commercials, how do you describe yourself?
Yeah, definitely not a politician. And I grew up here. Went to public school here. Went to the university. I was a touring Christian artist for a number of years. Did that full time, toured the country, and came home and wanted to figure out a way just to get more involved in the community. And so I decided to become more active in the Chamber of Commerce, join a Rotary, and it's kind of what led me to run for office. I own a marketing company here in town that we've owned for about 5 years. So when people describe me in the short term, in kind of in a few words, I say I'm a husband and a father and a small business owner, and just somebody who wants to do whatever he can in whatever capacity he can to help this community. This community's been really, really good to me. It's where I met my wife. It's where we're raising our family, and so to the extent that I can use whatever platform or whatever talents I've been given to help make this community a better place for the next generation, that's the goal.
And what are some of the issues you think are facing our district here, and what are your stands on this?
Yeah, so we've kind of built the platform, the campaign around 3 pillars: better schools, stronger economy, safer community. And we got there by trying to figure out, what are the issues that impact the vast majority, if not all, of the people that I have represented and that I'm aiming to represent in the new district. And so when you talk about, obviously, education and making sure there are schools that are placed that kids from every background, and every income level have the chance at a good education. I think that's, wildly important for this area. Growing the economy. Columbia is in mid-Missouri, benefits from, some anchors as it relates to the University of Missouri and healthcare. And so really working to make sure that the job creation element of what we're trying to accomplish is happening at a good level here in mid-Missouri. And then a safer community. I mean, I don't think it's any secret that over the last few years there's been, a pretty well-covered rise in crime and some morale issues with CPD. And so we kind of just hit the ground running, working with local officers to try to find some ways to put more officers on the streets. I've been endorsed by the CPOA and been endorsed now by the State Fraternal Order of Police. And I think those are important endorsements if for families who want to make sure that this community remains a great place to live, work, and raise a family.
What makes you different than your opponent?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a number of things. I think our view of the roles of government is just drastically different, and I think he believes that the government should be very, very involved in local education, should be involved intimately in healthcare decisions, should be involved in telling businesses what they can do and how they can do it. He wants to make sure that taxes are high so that the government has more money to spend, and those are all just philosophically things that I disagree with. And so, there's an effectiveness element there. I've been there for 4 years and passed a number of significant pieces of legislation for the area. He's been there for 8, and he's never passed a bill. And I showed up. I've been there for 4 years. He's been there for 8. He missed over close to 1,000 votes while he was there. And so I think there's an element of taking the job seriously and being there and working hard. And that's something that I've prided myself on. And so I think there are some contrasts that I think point to if we're going to continue to have a senator in mid-Missouri who has a voice, has some influence, has the ability to speak and get things done for the University of Missouri, for K-12 education and those things. I think that's a contrast and my record is one that I'm very willing to stand on.